Everyone, it's Emily Fox. Today's video is going to be the continuation of my best-selling drugstore foundation wear test 10 days type of thing. I'll link the playlist down below because I have already done some. And then today we are testing the new L'Oreal Infallible 24-hour fresh wear foundation and concealer. I'm doing a wear test. It's a first impression for me right now, but at the end of the week / 2 weeks, I'm doing a best and worst wrap up, and it's going to be 2 months later for me, a few days later for you, and I'll be able to test all of these products for much longer and then let you know which ones are actually the best ones in my opinion. So we're testing this. I'm excited. So far the reviews have been super positive on this foundation, and I've been lucky in the past with L'Oreal skin products, so I'm curious to see how that's gonna go. Okay, pump some on my hand. Actually, let me do a swatch so we can see if it's gonna oxidize later. So I have a little swatchy, and the foundation seems to be quite liquidy. I'm like struggling right now. Whoop! I have the shade 415. It seemed to be the shade that was the closest undertone-wise, which I feel like it's usually my struggle. I'm pretty neutral, and I feel like foundations at the drugstore tend to be quite peachy if they are on the cooler side or they are straight up pink. So I feel like this one seems to be not too bad. We're gonna apply it with a sponge because that's what I'm doing every single time I wear foundation, let's be real. My skin has actually been doing really good. I'm gonna zoom you in. So I don't have that much to cover except leftover redness from that beautiful cyst I got on my period. The joys of hormonal acne. But yeah, we're gonna be able to test the coverage over here. I'm gonna do half my face first so we can see what that looks like. And oh my god. Oh, okay. There's fragrance in here. I did not know that. I don't think I've heard anyone mention this, but wow. I have a very bad sense of smell. Basically, my sinuses are blocked 24/7. I am what people call on the internet a mouth breather, and I can't smell really well, but at the same time, I'm kind of sensitive to scents, and this is a really strong, kind of flowery, powdery scent. Not a fan. But hopefully, I don't smell it on my face throughout the day. Sometimes some foundations smell like almost like paint, but then I don't smell them, so I get over it. If the foundation is good, let's be real. So let's do half and see how that looks like. I mean, it seems to be covering. It wasn't like major breakout though, so I would say it seems to be a pretty natural finish, kind of like maybe medium, like light medium coverage. I have a feeling this will not be a good foundation for dehydrated skin. I feel like I have pretty good skin right now. My T-zone gets quite oily, but I do get dehydration in there too, especially nose and chin, especially since I have like leftover from like I had acne, so I went a little ham with the skin products to like try and kill them. And I feel like I can see the foundation kind of sitting a little bit more on my skin there, so hopefully when I get a bit oilier throughout the day, it will look better. I'm gonna also bring you in front of a window with natural lighting and everything, so you're gonna see what it looks like skin texture wise, but I would say so far it's not too bad. Doesn't seem to overly emphasize my pores or anything. Let's do the other half and then do super unflattering close-ups. So that's half. I mean, you can see that it did overall make my skin tone more even. Oh, it's early in the morning. I feel like my brain is not fully awake yet. Didn't have coffee yet. The color match seems to be pretty good. I have a feeling this is oxidizing, so we're gonna see that in a second. Once this dries fully, I'll do like a fresh swatch next to it. I appreciate though that there's a pump, because for some reason so many drugstore foundations don't have a pump, or they try to be creative and have humongous applicators. Totally shading a foundation that we're doing for a different video in this series, but still. That's what I call having katsukia. That's an expression from where I'm from. It means having like a little poo on your heart, and basically it means that you're resentful of something and it needs to come out, you know? So that's what I'm doing right now, complaining a little bit. So if you don't see it, I'll zoom you in front of the window in a second, but I feel like I can see some dry patches a bit more where I do get them, and on my chin I feel like it's sitting a bit on my skin. So hopefully it wears nicer throughout the day, but I feel like overall the rest of my forehead, where I don't have many dry patches, it seems to be quite smooth and nice. It's almost like a liquid to powder finish. I feel like I wouldn't necessarily need to powder this if my skin was drier, which I'm still gonna apply a bit of powder because I always do, but I feel like it's medium coverage. I don't feel like it covered everything. You can still see some. Come on, camera, you can do this. Focus. There you go. I can still see some of the redness here. It's nothing dramatic, but it's there. So we'll probably see that better in a second when I go in front of the window. But let's do the concealer at the same time because why not? I have it. For some reason, the lighting is looking super yellow. I'm using half natural lighting and I feel like it's like going up and down today. So we're gonna have to deal with this. This is what it looks like. It's a humongous applicator that looks pretty much straight up, actually straight up like the Tarte one. Actually, I don't know if there's going to be as much coverage. Oh yeah, it looks like it's going to be very full coverage. So I'm going to apply just a tiny bit under my eyes at first. Again, I'm going to let that dry to see if that oxidizes, but let's, oh yeah. Let me not apply a lot because wow, this seems to be very, very full coverage. So probably going to be very, very easy to overdo it. So let's see if the formula is closer to the Tarte one once it's all over, because oh my god, first impression, it seems to be exactly the same thing. If it dehydrates my under eyes a bit, then it's going to be a dupe. Like I applied way too much and I tried to not apply too much. I tried to remove some a little bit because whoa. Like, whoa. I have enough foundation for my whole family all over my face right now. Like, what the hell is this? Don't do the same mistake I just did. Like, I know I feel like everyone likes to apply a ton of concealer on YouTube. I don't think that works for me because of my dehydration, but I didn't say the color I got. I got 340, which didn't seem that much lighter than foundation, but I feel like now it's a bit light, but I guess it does brighten my under eyes, but wow. Also seemed to be the color that would be closest in undertone for me. This is a very, very, very full coverage. Yeah, this isn't playing nicely with my under eyes. This is a case of it looks great on camera from far away, not so much from close. Like it's just looking, it really is setting on my skin and like not looking cute. And I'm trying to like make it look decent, but I feel like I'm making it worse. I didn't even apply any eye cream actually today because I didn't want to, you know, sometimes formula don't play nicely with concealers. And it seems to still be a struggle. Well, I'm gonna have to play with that more, but you need the tiniest amount. I applied like way too much. I feel like it did cover my under eyes well, considering how like I tried to remove a lot, so I didn't apply that much at the end. This is what it looks like. You can see the dehydration. It's not dramatic. I would still go out that way, but it would not be my concealer for every day because of that. Maybe more during the middle of summer. Let me actually try to apply a bit of powder because I always do. And I want to see how, sometimes it helps, sometimes it makes things worse, so we'll see. I use the exact same one for my first impressions. And if it doesn't play nicely, I usually try and switch it up before I do the wrap up type of thing. I'll never understand how I manage to lose things that are right in my face, like every single day of my life. Like, they're literally like right in my face and I don't see them. And yes, I used to lose my glasses when they were on my face before. Yeah. I'll let them settle a little before I go in front of a window and everything to see if it helps a little bit. I definitely feel like the foundation sits a bit in the dry patches and everything. And same with my under eyes. I feel like with the Tarte, I don't tend to use a lot of powder to try and set it because it does emphasize the dehydration / I kind of need to, otherwise it will settle into any lines or any expression lines. So I feel like this could be a very good dupe for the Tarte concealer. Let's see what the oxidation of the foundation and concealer look like. So let me try to do a fresh swatch next to them. Yeah, it definitely did. You can see what I mean? So I feel like actually it makes it match me better that way because it's a little yellow at first and then it becomes a bit peachy. Let's do the concealer. I feel like it looks a bit pinkier than it did freshly swatched. Look at me being right. And you can see hopefully a little. There you go. I think that's the best color representation. You can see the concealer dries a bit pinkier but it doesn't seem to get that much darker, just slightly more peachy. So to give you an idea, foundation definitely, if you can swatch it in store or just looking at the bottle, I feel like it's nothing too dramatic. I feel like sometimes some foundation, like dry, 10 shade darker. It's a reasonable oxidation here. So I'm gonna go on, do the rest of my makeup, and I'm gonna bring you in front of the window with my vlogging camera, and we'll see everything from very up close. So for some reason my memory card doesn't want to fit in my vlogging camera, so I'm using my big one, so I'm hoping that it's gonna be okay. This is heavy. But I'm in front of my window, and let me zoom you in because my nose is driving me absolutely insane. Hopefully. I need to be kind of further for the lens to focus. Hopefully you can see that. It's a big old freaking mess, and I really... So hopefully you can see how much of a mess it is. I really want to go and like scrub my nose a little, so I think I'm gonna try to do that. I'm gonna go try to like exfoliate and then reapply the foundation on top because it looks great everywhere else pretty much. So you can see my cheeks are looking good. My chin is okay. It could be like, it's a bit dehydrated, so I feel like it does do it a little bit, but it's not too bad. But my nose is just terrible, so I'm gonna go attempt to do that and I'll come back. So I look like Rudolph right now. I took off the makeup on my nose and tried to scrub my nose. Normally I would wait the next day, but like it really annoyed me, and I want to film other videos today, and I was just getting really bugged. I mean, it's not something I can actually do to my nose every day. It's a bit violent. Some foundation just really don't emphasize my dryness, and this one just did. So when I was saying I lose things that are in my face, yeah. So let's try this again. See if I can actually use this on my nose or not. Because it seems to be overall good, the rest of my face, but not my nose. And like, see, I missed out on one. So yeah, if you have any dehydration, and I thought this was targeted towards drier skin. So if you have dry patches, this is a no, unless you like really scrape your nose and like maybe put oil underneath or something. I'm gonna have to like see how it wears throughout the day, because some foundation look worse and worse, and some of them really improve throughout the day. So let me actually just like, I just can't deal. Damn you, dry patches. It's literally the amount of my existence. So yeah, I don't think they're gonna go away ever. So I guess the only thing that's left to see is to see if it controls my oil, at least in my T-zone, and if it looks better maybe on my chin, because sometimes what I'll do is that I'll pretty much skip the nose and just use concealer on my nose because I feel like that day it's just unsalvageable. So maybe I can do that with this foundation if it looks great on the rest of my face, and maybe during the summer, because this is definitely a summer shade. I tend to have a lot less. Maybe I'll be able to use it for that. But right now it's driving me crazy. You can't tell from this distance though, so. But maybe like this you can. Come on, focus on my... I swear my camera hates me. Let me try and bring you in front of the window because it doesn't want to focus. Oh, this is very bright. Hopefully. There you go. Da. Does it focus? Ta-da! You can see. Ah, yeah, you can see it. Oh, focus. Come on. There you go. You can see it. Look how messy that is on my nose. It's so annoying because like my cheeks, my pores are looking just fine. It's not too bad considering. And like my forehead looks fine, but my nose, why? So I will see how it wears throughout the day, but if you have dry skin, I don't think it would be for you. I completely forgot I was doing this video, to be completely honest. It's 12 hours later, which is good, because a wear test is always better the longer it is on your face. But you can probably tell from this lighting that I'm kind of shiny on my forehead. But the rest of my face is still looking pretty normal. I have to say, it actually ended up surviving better than I thought it would. My forehead, even though it is looking oily, I feel like I would be able to just blot a little bit, and the skin looks really great. I feel like it just looks flawless still. The foundation didn't start like melting off my face or anything. My cheeks are still looking fine. My chin slightly like it was basically this morning, emphasizing a bit of dehydration. My nose is looking okay ever since I scraped it off and started over. It still emphasizes my dry patches, but If you have like normal to oily skin and no dry patches, you need to try this foundation. It just looks really good for this. I'm gonna have to obviously test it more. Let me show you from close. So you can see my forehead is definitely shiny. My nose is still looking the way my nose tends to look in those videos, and my chin. I have to say, I am not hating this, even though, you know, things are not looking perfect. I think I'm gonna have to give this foundation a few more tries. Obviously, I have another month and a half before I do the wrap up, so I will do that. Maybe as my skin becomes more normal slash just no dehydration during the summer, it will work better. Normally I would have had, you know, reapplied some powder maybe a few hours ago. But actually, let me just try it right now. Do I have any? I have a dry baby wipe. So let me just try to do it just to see. Because I feel like the foundation doesn't seem to be, like it doesn't even seem to be transferring. So the foundation definitely stays all day for sure. All hope is not lost. I think I might be able to actually salvage this because I really like the way it looks like on the rest of my face where there's no dehydration. So this is so far my opinion. If you have dehydrated skin, not for you, or really dry patches, meh. But if your skin is more normal to oily, I would give this one a shot. I am enjoying this not too badly for first try. The concealer though, I will have to see what happens later on because it's looking so-so. So that's gonna be it for today's video. Don't forget to give it a big thumbs up. Don't forget to check out the other videos in the description box. There's gonna be the playlist. Don't forget to subscribe because you definitely don't want to miss any of those videos, including my wrap up at the end of the week. I will be putting some more videos on the screen that I recommend you check out, and I'll see you in my next one. Bye.